Yes, West Ham Network, it's Holly, and we are doing a Matchday little afternoon live to talk about everything we've got to look forward to today against Man City. So, big game. Not sure if we're going to get much from it, but that's what we're going to be talking about today. Expectations for Man City, what you think. So we're going to make this a proper discussion. So drop your comments already. We're going to be chatting through, we're going to be answering stuff, ask for opinions. Let's make this a proper interactive one. So as we know, we face Man City at 8 p.m. tonight. I can't be at the game actually tonight, so I'm absolutely gutted about that. But it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one because normally with Man City, we wouldn't really expect anything. We're all calling it a free hit. But they're coming off the back of drawing 2-2 with Forest, which is interesting because Forest are pretty horrific. And if they can do it, why can't we? And if they can do it as well, then those points would be massive for us, mainly because Spurs have a very difficult game as well. So if we could get something from this City game, it would be huge, but the expectations are kind of off. We're not really expecting miracles today, are we? But I want to know how you're feeling. So for those of you that are already watching, I can see you. Drop a comment down below. What are we saying about City game? What are we saying about score predictions? Do we give it everything? What would we be doing? If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe as well. We've got this showing on YouTube. We've got it showing on X, and we have also got it showing on Facebook. So I wanted to do a live to chat through this with everyone. Thank you for the likes that I can see coming in. Always appreciated, hyping me up on this fine Saturday afternoon. But I want to know everyone's thoughts. So all the comments coming through. So I need you to leave your comments so that I can get involved in this conversation with you. Like I said, 8 p.m. kickoff tonight. We are currently 18th in the league, but we're equal on points with Forest. We're 1 point behind Spurs, and we are 3 points behind Leeds. Technically, depending on what we can do, we could technically catch them all, but Leeds' goal difference does make that pretty unlikely unless we could win something like 4-0. Maybe they could lose about 3-0. So this City game feels like a little bit of a free hit, doesn't it? So let me know in the comments. I've got live comments coming in from YouTube as well. Jason, hello. How are we doing? I hope everyone's having a good day. I want to know score predictions and what you think we need to do tonight. Do we take it a little bit easy so we can go the rest of the season all out? I think personally we've got to try and take every single point we can from every single game, and that's what I want us to do today against City, and actually make an impression. I want us to show teams that we're not here for the taking. Even against City, we can definitely hold our own. There's a few reasons to feel positive, obviously, in the way that we're playing lately as well. If we can get something, this is our chance to catch up or even escape the relegation zone. You never know. It's not impossible. Forest have got Fulham. Spurs have Liverpool. So we're going to be talking about everyone's fixtures in a little bit more detail in a second. Leeds have got Palace. And obviously, we've got a tough one today, but there's never a good time to face Man City. They're always a bit scary, aren't they? Even when they're out of form, it probably means we're more likely to let them win. So hopefully we can do something tonight. But either way, I just want a good performance. Looking at everyone's form, City come off the back of 4 wins and then a draw, which was 2-2 in their latest game against Forest, which was most unhelpful, to put it politely. But like I said, if Forest can do it, so can we. I don't see any reason why we can't take them. Team news-wise, we've got Somerville out that we know, but there's the potential he might be back against Villa. So to be honest, not the worst timing. I actually think it's probably come at the best time it could have, because we're not expecting to get anything from Man City. Therefore, not having Somerville, it's okay, although we could have obviously done with him. Then we've got the Villa game, potentially back, potentially not, and then international break. We're always moaning about international break, but for once, I actually think it's done us a favour, because I do think that Somerville is going to be vital to what we can do for the rest of the season. Lots of players that we can talk about, and we'll talk about in a little bit more detail, but get your comments in. Make sure you like this video. It goes such a long way to sharing it and making sure we're getting loads of engagement going on all of the different platforms that we're streaming this on now. And I want to make it a proper discussion. So I have asked for your score predictions, and if you haven't already, drop them below. Andy here is saying 2-2. I think this is a fair prediction. Relatively unlikely we're going to keep a clean sheet tonight. We can score some goals. Sounds fair enough. I don't know about anyone else as well. I really struggle to ever predict a loss, even when it's against like a Man City, a Liverpool, and we're in the most horrific form. I just can't bring myself to say we're going to lose, so I always end up saying draw. But this, Andy, I feel like it's a good prediction. I think we'll concede more than one against City. I also think we have the ability to score two. So I'm agreeing actually with Andy Clark here. 2-2 to us. Damien has gone 6-1 to West Ham. Nice and optimistic. I like it, Damien. You've got to hope for the best in life, haven't you? Stefan, hi Holly. We may not get a win, but a positive game will help towards the push to stay in the league. Exactly this. There's two parts to this game against City. The first one, obviously, we'd love 3 points. If we can get 1 point, that would go a tremendous way as well. However, we just need to have a good enough performance that I think we go into the next games feeling confident. If we were to get battered 6-0 right now, it could damage that momentum that we've been trying to build. It could just dampen everyone's spirits, and we don't want that, do we? So I think exactly this, Stefan, that we need that momentum to keep building, and we need a massive push now towards the end of the season. So a positive game is exactly what we need. And let me know what makes a positive game against City for you as well in the comments. But for me, I want to see us running. I want to see us linking up, play nicely. I don't want to see us concede silly goals. I know City are good. We know that they can hurt you. I just want to see us quite organised and playing in the way, I mean, when we've been looking good lately, we look really good. If we'd have played like this at the start of the season, there's no way we'd be in the position in the league that we are now. But if we can just keep this momentum up and show that even against the bigger teams, we have something to fight with here, I think it will be, first of all, it will scare the other teams around us. But it also put us in with the best shot of actually taking something from tonight's game. And I know I'm probably being crazily optimistic. We've not been in the best form. Man City are in very good form right now. And I mean, it's Man City, so we know that that's dangerous. But you never know in football, right? We've just watched Forest draw 2-2 with Man City when I was kind of watching it, hoping for a bit of a bloodbath and an absolute battering to bring Forest lower down. And they've managed to get a point out of that game, which obviously stopped us escaping the relegation zone. So, yeah, we need to take everything that we can from everything. Les here, I'm feeling good for tonight. I feel a 2-1 win to West Ham. I think we need to go all out against City. I do as well. To be honest, I think every single game now, we've got to just give everything and get anything we can, because 1 point could make all the difference. Goal difference could make all the difference to us being relegated or staying up ultimately. And that means that we can't sort of give away any points or give up on any points. There's 3 points for the taking here tonight. And I completely agree that we've just got to go all in. Let's wipe City out. Let's just go for it. Jason here, we go for it. City will have a few tired legs after the midweek game. Very true. Haaland off the boil as well. I think a 1-1 scoreline. I love it. We're not predicting too many goals conceded, which makes me very happy. Slightly different predictions to the start of the season, dare I say. Haaland isn't doing particularly well. He just scares me because he's a bit of a weird robot man. I feel always has about 10 goals in him if you give him the opportunity. So I think it's going to be a big job to defend against him today. But at the same time, I do think that we can make something happen today. And Haaland isn't scoring every single game for fun like it has been previously. So all of this puts us in the best place to hopefully get something, or at least leave tonight with a good performance under our belt, feeling confident going into the next games and just striking this off as one that we didn't manage to get anything from. Very worst case. Darren is predicting a 3-1 up the Hammers. I love it. This confidence is beautiful in this chat. Unpopular opinion, we have a better back four than City. I mean, it probably is a pretty unpopular opinion, to be fair, Damien. But, I mean, it depends, because over the season, I've been incredibly disappointed with our back four in general. At the moment, though, we're looking all right. I feel like we need to still keep improving. We need to still keep linking up. The other thing is, I don't think our back four are ever tested in the same way as City's, because West Ham's defenders are probably put under more pressure and more scrutiny because, especially in the first half of the season, we're losing the ball, getting caught on the break, getting caught out with players ridiculously high up the pitch and not able to get back. Very little squad rotation. City can obviously rotate players left, right, and centre. And Nuno was speaking about that in his press conference. How what makes City so good is that they can have this squad rotation. They've got so many talented players, and every single person that they fit in just works in their system because of the way that they build it. And they've got players that can fit in so many different positions as well. So it's very difficult to gauge it because we're playing the same players pretty much week in, week out. Sometimes they get tired, sometimes they get leggy, sometimes confidence gets knocked, and that causes problems long term. So I don't know if our defence ever get tested in the same way as City's, because for us, things go wrong and suddenly you've got everyone running through on goal and we've got corners left, right, and centre coming in. So I think naturally your defenders at some point are going to make a pretty rubbish mistake. And the more that they're constantly legging it back, trying to recover things quickly, I think the more likely it is that we're going to make mistakes. Whereas City are a lot more calm, calculated. It's a lot more rare that you see City just getting absolutely annihilated with all their players stuck up the pitch because they're more organised. So I think there are lots of bits that mean it's very hard to judge our back four. But I will be very happy if tonight this can be proven correct and we could keep a clean sheet, perhaps even. 2-1 to us. I hope we frustrated. Oh, I don't know what this means, but I like the 2-1 to us. Yes, Kevin, I hope we win, but I'll take a draw. Exactly the same. I think we all hope we win tonight. I would definitely take a point. That would give us the opportunity to climb out of the relegation zone. Obviously, depending on the results of the teams around us that we're going to talk about in a little bit more detail in a second. Come on, West Ham tonight. Yes, Kenny. Come on, you Irons. Anton, Irons. Les, come on, you Irons. Commitment to the end. That, Stefan, is what we need to see tonight, because we know when we take the foot off the gas, mistakes happen, don't they? We can't be having that. Tadibo will have Haaland in his pocket. I love it. I absolutely love this confidence. Said this for ages. Our defensive problems come from midfield. 100%. I think defense, we could have better defenders, right? There are better world-class defenders. There are better Premier League defenders. There are better individuals, and there are better units in the Premier League than our back four. But when you're caught off guard and there's so much pressure that comes on you because of other players in the team letting the ball come through, it does cause problems for those defenders that are trying to sort of fight against the tide, I suppose. Don't sit and defend or just inviting them on. Take the game to them. Happy with a draw, says Alan. Completely agree with this as well. City are a team that we cannot risk sitting back against because we know that they will hurt us. We've got to remember that although we're looking better, we are we do not defend very well, especially balls in the box, balls in the air, balls quick on the ground, just being caught off guard. And we know that City will hurt us massively if we let them. And sitting off and defending, I think will only do one thing: invite pressure. And against a team like City, it's going to be horrific to watch. So we do not want to see that. We do not want to see that at all. What is my score prediction for tonight? I'm going to go with 2-2. So, like I said, I think we have the ability to score a couple of goals against City, potentially, hopefully. And I can't see us keeping a clean sheet against them because I just think they have it in them to hurt us enough. So I'm going to say 2-2 tonight, and I would happily take the point. I think it would make a bit of a statement as well to the teams around us that we're not here for the taking and we do mean business for the rest of the season. And it would give us confidence going into the next games, keep spirits high, all of that, especially without Somerville. I think we'll miss him massively. We know he's been huge for us in terms of holding the ball and everything that we can do. No Pep on the sidelines today, is there? I didn't know that. Pep Guardiola is on the sidelines. That would be fantastic. I literally feel like I've been living on another planet at the moment. 2-game touchline ban by the FA. Yeah, amazing. It's fantastic news. So I think that'll be good. I mean, I'm sure they'll still find their ways to pass their message on and make sure they know what they're doing before they go into the game. But nonetheless, any slight advantage is one that we're going to take tonight. And Pep being on the sidelines is one of them. Alan said keep their midfield busy so they cannot supply their strikers. Yes, let's just keep it in the middle of the pitch. Let's not let it anywhere near our goal, anywhere near Haaland. None of that. Just keep it up the pitch. So Just running through for anyone that's just joined, and if you haven't already, please take a moment to like this video because it really supports the channel, it helps us grow, and it means that we can create so much more exciting content for all of you. Also, get involved in the comment section. I want to chat through all of your thoughts, your feelings. Are we staying up? What's your score prediction for tonight? Are we going to miss Somerville? Talk to me. How are we feeling about Nuno as well? Because there was obviously a lot of question marks over Nuno, and then we've just pulled it out of the bag and started to improve. So I want to know everyone's thoughts on how he's doing and who you think is going to go down this season. So let's do a little roundup of what we've got so far. 8 p.m. kickoff versus Man City. We're 18th in the league. We're equal on points with Forest, but ironically, when they played Man City and drew, it gave them the 1 point that meant we couldn't climb above them because of goal difference. We've got Spurs, who are 1 point ahead of us, and then Leeds, who are 3 points ahead of us. Technically, all catchable. Leeds have a far better goal difference, so can't see us catching them. But nonetheless, anything can happen. So it's close. It's very close in that area. In fact, I actually have a little picture that I can share with you here. Are you ready for a lovely little picture? A lovely little picture. Here we are. So just taking a look at that. The points that we've picked up very quickly have saved us enormously. So there we are on 28 with Forest, 29 Tottenham, and then 31 with Leeds. Any of the four of us could very easily drop into the relegation zone. And dare I say it, Burnley, obviously, like, there's every potential that if anyone actually had a shocker for the rest of the season, they're not mathematically relegated. Wolves aren't either, but I feel like that's far too much work to do. But we need to hope for some good results that go our way for the teams around us, as well as actually performing ourselves. But do you feel, because I do, like the work ethic and the mentality that we've actually got going on at the club is good at the moment? I was watching earlier in the season and there were so many things that boiled my piss, to put it a little bit less politely, with players not supporting each other, having a shocker of a game, and when, say, a player went down injured, everyone just stood and stayed in their own place and they didn't come together as a team. They weren't supporting each other. They weren't looking like they wanted to play. When we conceded, they were flapping arms and looking at the ground, and it felt like they'd lost hope mid-game. All of this stuff, I really feel like it reflected in the stadium. And now we look at a team that feel like they've bonded. They look like they're enjoying their football again. They look like they want to make something happen every single game. And win, lose or draw, it feels like they're a unit that is tight, and we pick ourselves up and we go again. And I think that is humongous in terms of what we're going to be able to do over the rest of the season and hopefully stay up. At the start of January, you'd have laughed at me. In fact, you did laugh at me, a lot of you. I was saying that you never know in football. Oh, bear with. The buzzer on my flat has just rung, which is most unhelpful. I will be back very shortly. Yes, gang, we are back. It was Amazon. The parcel has arrived. Do you want to know what was in my Amazon parcel? It was a USB to USB-C charger, because I've upgraded my phones. Hopefully I can make some more exciting content. But I didn't have a charger for it that goes into a USB for my car. You're welcome. The question you all wanted to know. So where were we? Basically, it feels like a bit of a free hit. But right now, I feel like West Ham are a better team, a more cohesive unit. And as such, the fans, we've got this belief that in January, we didn't have. I was saying, that was it. That was what I was in the middle of saying. You never know in football what's going to happen. And I still had that belief that we could stay up. But at the time, I had zero right to think that, because performances were not there. Points were not there. There was no signals that we were going to pick anything up. I was just hoping for the best, if I'm honest. But here we find ourselves in a position where, if I was to ask you right now, are we staying up or going down? Most of us are taking the more positive answer, and we think we can stay up. We've just got to do the job. So that's exciting, because it's not all doom and gloom like it has been. And we're in a position where we're talking about a Man City game, and a lot of us are saying it's a free hit. But judging by those score predictions, if you haven't already got them in, put them down in the comments, please. It looks like we think we can do something. which is amazing. City have had 4 wins. I'll bring you back to that little picture here. Oh no, they're not in this one. They wouldn't be in there. City have come off the back of 4 wins. Then they got their draw with Forest. So there's a lot of sort of teams around us that are facing teams, and it's all quite relevant and also interesting seeing how others are competing. But yeah, when we look at who other teams have got, we've got Man City, very difficult. Spurs have Liverpool, equally difficult, kind of. Forest have got Fulham and Leeds have got Palace. So definitely ones that they could get a result from. But you never know. Maybe they'll drop points. And we just need to hope that all of them mess up and that we can get as many points as possible. Do I think it's going to happen against City? Like I said, I'm going for a 2-2 draw today. So I'm going to say, hopefully we'll get 1 point. But if we don't, I don't think we should lose our minds over it. I think it's one of those where it's hard to perform against City, whether you're home or away. But Pep's not on the touchline. There's a lot of things that could make this slightly easier for us. What are we all saying now? How are we feeling? Let me know down below in the comments. Les has said, I feel like the crowd are our 12th man, need the crowd behind us tonight. 100%. I don't know for anyone else, but where I sit in the stadium, the atmosphere feels so much better. And I think it's all just fed into better performances, more positivity, but also not just sitting back and getting attacked, because it's really hard to keep songs going and keep feeling motivated in any way, which I'm sure the players feel on the pitch as well, when you're just getting attacked. There's nothing to celebrate there. Whereas the players have been giving us more on the pitch to get us all sort of raring to go and wanting to cheer and wanting to stand up. And it's making a big difference because it just feels louder. And I think in that, you scare the opposition a bit more. The fans don't get heard from the other side a bit more. And all of these tiny, fine margins make a massive difference. And this is what I've been sort of chatting about for goodness knows how long now, that I think the fine margins are what is going to determine relegation this season. The individual points, the one goal that you managed to save instead of conceding, all of these things could make a massive difference. Richie's hoping West Ham United stay up and wants Spurs to go down. Let's have a little chat about that as well, because I've got quite a few Spurs friends, and every time Spurs beat me, they appear out of the woodwork. They message me. Some of them, people I used to work with that I didn't even speak to in months, they will appear when we face them. Not when we beat them, but when they beat us. And as much as I've been like talking to them a lot over the season, and they're all saying they're so bad and they're going to go down, I was kind of like, yeah, but you're 10 points ahead of West Ham. Like, it's not really the same thing. But now they're actually next to us. Head coach doesn't seem to know what he's doing. Morale seems horrific. I don't know if anyone saw obviously what happened with Kinski, but he didn't even he's not even supporting the players. He looks like he's lost his head and he's not even been there for long. All the media and all the focus is on how much he's messing things up at Spurs. They've not had that new manager bounce and all of that. So the pressure's really on, and I can't see him turning it around. I might be wrong, but I can't. And that would mean that they could drop more points. And then they would have a little transition period trying to get to grips with a new manager. And I feel like they're in a very similar situation to what we were at the start of the season, where kind of all hope was lost. Players had no direction. Fans had lost their marbles. Everything was just going wrong. So it's quite nice to see, isn't it? I didn't like seeing Kinski have a shocker. I've got to say that. Like, I hate it when one individual gets singled out, and Nuno's speaking about it in his press conference about how lonely and isolating it can be in goal because every single mistake is so obvious. And didn't like seeing Kinski make such visible mistakes, and just the reaction and him getting taken off and the head coach not going over to him and things like that. Not great. But I am thoroughly enjoying seeing the demise of Spurs at the moment. So if they can go down, that would be lovely jubbly. Everton fan. Hello, Richie. Welcome. Damien is there adoring Nuno. I've got to say, Nuno he's really good. I like the way he speaks as well. I like the way that he communicates stuff. I feel like if I was a player, he's the head coach I'd want to get me motivated, but get me working hard as well. He's found solutions where we didn't think we'd have solutions. He's obviously been part of the team that has made sure that in January, the signings we've brought in have done really well. We've got to talk about Disassi. How good's he been? He has come in, slotted in, almost made it look effortless because he's not made any mistakes. I don't think he's got the praise that he probably deserves because there's not been a huge amount to talk about. And as a centre-back, that is the dream. Because if we're not talking about you, it's because you're doing your job. He's made Mavropanos look better. And yeah, at one point we were saying obviously Todibo would need to be in the back two there. At the moment, centre-back pairing-wise, I think we've kind of worked it out what's working for us at the moment. So there's no need to change it. So again, that's a solution to the centre-back problem that we were all absolutely terrified about the whole start of the season and leading into January transfer window. Jason said, thank God for Spurs because they will keep us up. Can you imagine if Spurs kept us up and went down? I can't fathom that stadium in the Championship. But I don't want to fathom our stadium in the Championship either. But yeah, it would be absolutely insane if Spurs went down. And I hate to smile about it. So any of my friends that might be watching this that support Spurs, I'm sorry, but I'm very much not sorry in any way whatsoever. West Ham need to stay up, and Richie's hoping for Everton to do well. Steve, I'm the same 2-2. I think tomorrow. Forest. Oh, okay, right. We've got some score predictions for other games. I love it. Forest 1, Fulham 1, Palace 1, Leeds 1, Liverpool 3, Spurs 1. I mean, that wouldn't be bad if we can do a bit of damage control by the teams that are near us only getting draws. So Forest and Leeds only picking up 1 point. Even if we'd lose, catchable. I mean, Leeds technically wouldn't be catchable in one game, but it will mean that we're not far from any of them. And yeah, if Spurs can lose, it's going to light a fire under them, isn't it? But not in a way that it's going to actually mean that they can perform, hopefully. Les said, since Nuno's come in, I've seen team spirit. We're playing as a team and we seem to play for each other and we're staying up. Tottenham are going down. This is a great chat. I've got to say, you are all getting very involved in the comments and I love to see it. So if you haven't already, even if you're not a normal commenter, you're not a person that likes to get involved with the chat, just drop something below. Score prediction. How are you feeling about West Ham? Are we staying up? Do you like Nuno? Are Spurs going down? Do you reckon Haaland's going to score? I hope not. But let me know down below in the comments because I want to make this a proper engaging chat. So let's make this happen. But yeah, exactly this, Les. We are playing as a team and we spoke about it so many times earlier in the season. We look like a bunch of individuals, not a team. And you need to play as a team. Otherwise, you don't understand link-up play and you don't know where the other player's running to. And all these things are so costly. So we are doing really well right now. 2 up, 2 down. I said, I think 38 points keeps us up. To be honest, I think so as well. I still want us to get to that 40-point mark just because I'd feel so much more confident just based on historical needs to get to around the 40-point mark. But when we look at how many teams are so close to each other here, the interesting point is that it could be someone that gets relegated by goal difference or a point. So there's not much in it at all. And for that reason, I also wouldn't be surprised if 38 points could keep us up. We've seen if we have a couple of good performances, even if it comes out of the blue and it's not expected, how much just a couple of wins can do. So 2 wins and we'd be in such a different position points wise on the bounce. And if we can just get a few, it'd be so nice so that this doesn't need to go down to that last game of the season, which is going to determine a lot for both us and Leeds. Steve is enjoying seeing the Spurs fans crying. Called us a Timber Club when we beat them 2-1. I'd love to see them get relegated. I think Spurs fans don't help themselves. I love my friends that support Spurs, but they're wind-up merchants, a lot of them, I have to say. Even when like we win in Europe and then they sort of belittle it. And I was chatting to some of my friends saying, perhaps the Conference League isn't the most exciting thing to everyone. However, to us, it was. We won a European trophy. Best experience of my life being in Prague. Literally, well, I have a child and that day was also amazing. Just to clarify. One of the best experiences of my life, being out in Prague with all the West Ham fans. It was such an upbeat time in that patch at West Ham where we believed that anything was possible. And for once, as a West Ham fan, it actually went our way, didn't it? Like you were there watching, going, surely we're not actually going to do this. And we did it. We managed it and we actually achieved it. And so many people that I know support Spurs were going, well, it doesn't count as a European trophy. And that killed me inside as well. So basically, they've drawn the battle lines. Now we see what happens this season. Kenny saying, come on, West Ham tonight. Or was it the butler at the door? Unfortunately, no, it was the Amazon parcel. But I'm very happy that I now have a charger for my phone in the car, because now, my friends, I can view maps. It's so exciting. You're all welcome for that information. Les said it's Amazon with 3 points. I hope so. We should definitely send a parcel to London Stadium with a little bit of paper in it that says 3 points, because that's what we need. 2-1 to West Ham. Yes, Mitchy boy. We are feeling confident in these score predictions, and I'm here for it. Spurs are in free fall. They are, and I absolutely love it. Taking a look at what Steve's saying here. The thing is, if we stay up, we are still led to believe we're in such a state we have to sell our best players. And if true, it will be the same position next season. I agree. I do think we just need to try and stay up at the moment. It's so important for us to just, I guess, think short term, as horrible as that is. I am worried for what happens next season, because the more you read into it, the more we're either requiring owners to put up like 100 mil of extra money for us to utilize, or they kind of need to sell, because otherwise we're going to have to just asset strip, and we won't be able to stay in the Premier League and compete if we strip assets. Like we said goodbye to a lot of the fringe players already. There's not really anyone. James Ward-Prowse could still go technically, but like there's not really significant money within our squad that we could get rid of. Well, but we could get without having to get rid of key players for us. And that's us performing at this level right now. So, God, if we got rid of some of our biggest players and tried to stay in the Premier League, I honestly think it would be a disaster. And even just like one of them, like you look at Fernandes, he's doing so well. The way that he plays is brilliant. He has reinvigorated that whole midfield and manages to play these progressive balls through the lines, and so many things that are linking up, that I think if you took one of these puzzle pieces out at the moment that is working so well, it could be absolutely disastrous. So if we had to sell many players, I think we'd be in a horrific position even if we did stay in the league. I also think if we went into the Championship, we would be relying on obviously a rebuild, because everyone does that if they go down, but a rebuild where probably people don't want to spend much money. They're probably trying to minimize the cost. And on top of that, the pressure to reinvest wisely. And let's face it, as a club, we've done well in January to get right people at the right time that have clearly made a difference. But in general, we don't invest well. We don't always make good decisions, and our decisions are very short-sighted in that we don't have a long-term plan or vision. We sort of panic, we try to get good deals, and it doesn't lend to the approach of transfers where you know that you're building something and you make small improvements and tweaks. And instead it's like, our centre-backs are all terrible, let's get rid of them. Our midfield is too slow, let's get rid of them. And I don't think that approach is a good one to make sensible financial decisions, is what I'm trying to say. Because I think if you're not careful, a couple of them don't work out. We've seen it with strikers, goodness knows how many times. And you end up in trouble. Mark here is very happy to see Richie. Richie's hoping he can get something against Arsenal. Paul is going for a 2-1 late winner. Oh, the stadium would be rocking. If we could do that against City, 3 points would be so important. Doing it against Man City would be incredible. And a late winner, honestly, unbelievable scenes if we could manage that. Alan here is correct that City do need to balance their squad. I do fear that anyone that they bring on is probably better quality-wise than a lot of the players that we have on paper. And they've got big games like the Real Madrid game that they need to consider. So you never know. Maybe they'll rest a few players. Maybe they'll give them half a game. Maybe it will give us a chance to get a few more goals in, get towards that win. Mark here has said that Forest and Spurs both got something from City. We need to try and at least match that. And that's exactly it. There have been games that we should win and we haven't won. There have been games that those around us shouldn't win and they've won. We need to make sure that we're just taking every single point up for grabs. And although this is City, I think we've got to approach this that it's a team that's there for the taking. There's 3 points, and if we can outscore them, they're all ours. So I hope that we can do that. Millwall in the automatic promotion places. Risky business. Richie hopes Mark is okay. Mark gives a thumbs up. Sounds like he is okay. Everton play Spurs last game. Can we call it the battle of the bottom? Only thing is, Tottenham ain't got a battle in them. I hope that it continues, because we were in this situation, weren't we, at the start of the season? And we've somehow managed to find something. But time is running out, and I have to say, it feels like they're in free fall. Everyone's panicking at Spurs. Absolutely everyone. If you haven't already commented, leave a comment down below. What's your score prediction? How are you feeling about just West Ham in general? Nuno, Somerville's injury. There's so much going on at the moment. Who will replace Somerville? That's my worry for today. This is the thing, but we need to find ways to work around. At the moment, we just want our key players, don't we? We just want our best players, no one but them. Don't sub them off, keep them on, play them 90 minutes every single game, play it safe. Unfortunately, I think we have to find ways around injuries. We haven't really had many injuries this season to the key players that we're like, we have to have them. So I hope that this is the extent of it and that he can come back for part of the Villa game, rest over the international break, then be back for the rest of the season. So yeah, we've definitely got a lot of work to do in terms of working out who we bring in. But the question is, who would you bring in instead of Somerville? Marion likes Nuno. sorry, I was reading that too quickly. Likes Nuno because he tells it like it is, doesn't make excuses for us when we don't play well, and rejoices with the rest of us when we do. I love the way he encourages the team. And he's really good, isn't he? The way he communicates. And I love it when a head coach celebrates with the team. He looks happy after a win. We need to find that joy in football. And I honestly think that's what he's brought to the team that has meant us having this turnaround, because the players look like they're just enjoying football again. And he's like celebrating with everyone on the touchline when we scored. And these are the things that stop it feeling so big and dark and gloomy over our heads, like we've got this cloud that's following us. We've had a horrible first half of the season. We're actually in very good form right now in the grand scheme of things. And we need to celebrate those wins. I know it's hard when obviously you're in the relegation zone, but the only thing that's going to carry us through to the rest of the season is positivity, hard work, and hoping for the best. A little bit of luck in there as well. And the way that he speaks, the way he doesn't make excuses, it just gives me confidence that I think whatever he's probably saying to the players can probably give them confidence as well, because he's realistic about it all, doesn't take any prisoners, doesn't make those excuses. I think he faces things head on, and that's the kind of head coach that you need. And at the same time, when we're having a good game, good time, he is too. And I really like that. Come on, you Irons. We will miss the Somerville energy tonight. We will. There's no replacing the Somerville energy. He has been nothing short of fantastic, which is incredible, isn't it? Because you think about football, so much luck has to go your way. So many things have to fall into place, including the players around you to perform well. How long was it? Maybe, 8 games ago? Everyone was saying Somerville's got to get out of the team now because he's not got the end product. It's all well and good him running down the wing and taking players on, but if he doesn't have that end product, he's got to go. And then suddenly he has just unlocked it. And I'm so happy that he has. And I hope that it gives faith as well to other players that you can find that form, find that end product. Can you imagine if Traore managed to do the same? Questioning his end product. If he could do the same, and then we could move Bowen more central at times and bring Traore on the right or something. Can you imagine Somerville on one side and Traore on the other, just running down, but with end product in Traore as well? Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. No. It's fine. No one's judging about the typo, I promise. Did Spurs scratch a draw against City as well? Man City versus Spurs scores. Let's have a little peek, shall we? So, back in August, Spurs lost 2-0 to Man City. Man City at home there. And then 1st of February, it was 2-2, Spurs at home. Let me talk you through the game and what happened. Man City scored in the 11th minute. And then Semenyo scored in the 44th minute. So Man City were 2-0 up at half-time. Second half, Dominic Solanke scored twice to get the draw. So, yeah, Spurs did manage to get a draw against City. It's mad, isn't it? You think of all the games that you can draw against, and we know that Spurs are one of the more difficult. We know that Man City are more difficult than most sides in the Premier League. And yet, the teams that are struggling down at the bottom are managing to pick up points against a City. But I do think it is, again, it's mindset, isn't it? It's how you turn up on the day. How many times over the years have we turned up, sat in the stadium and gone, oh, this is going to be a difficult game, and we actually turn up? And then we face a team bottom 5 and we sit back, invite the pressure and just make ourselves look terrible. So anything can happen. There you go. Mike's saying it as well. Spurs were 2-0 down and then drew against Man City. Even more hope. Big up Holly, big up Leighton. 1-0 to West Ham. I don't think there's been a single losing prediction here. Just saying. I think if we go down, we sell our top players and have to rely on the youngsters as we have no money. My fear is that just wouldn't do anything in the Championship, and I really hope that the owners would know that. My other fear is it's probably something that they'd feel was worth trying. But yeah, I think we've got some decent youngsters on the way, so that is a positive. But to compete, and you need to come straight back up. Well, you've got that Premier League money and that Premier League appeal that's just got relegated into Championship. I think you need to use that momentum to try and get straight back in. Because if you get lost in the depths of the Championship, it's a very, very long way back. And I really don't want that. Leighton feels like he's confident that we're going to give City a good game. Not too fussed if we lose, but definitely got good vibes. That's the general feel that I'm getting from all of you today, actually, that we've all got good vibes about this. It's a free hit. We're excited to see what we can do. And if we get something, we'll be buzzing. And if not, I will. Completely hold my hands up. I didn't want Nuno, but definitely changed my mind. Hope he gets us out of it and sends down Spurs. I think a lot of us have been pleasantly surprised about Nuno. I was excited about Potter because I liked the way that he communicated. And then it got to a point where I was like, blimey, like we are crumbling as a team. And he looked broken as well. When the head coach just looks like they've died inside. It got to that point, and I was like, okay, we need to make a change. So I was happy to have a change. I was relatively happy it was Nuno, but if you'd have asked me, like, start of the season, do you want Nuno? I don't think I'd have said yes at all. But Nuno has done incredibly. He has brought the best out of the players that we've got. He's found solutions to problems that we've had. The lack of energy in midfield, solved. Centre-back problem, we bring in Disasi. Mavropanos is looking better, relatively solved. We're still not, obviously, world's best defenders. However, I feel like he's found those solutions. The vibe is good. The players look happy. The stadium is rocking again. And everything just feels a bit better. We've all got a little bit of a spring in our step. And genuinely think the players having fun, enjoying their games and working hard is going to be what could keep us up. So yeah, Leighton saying doesn't think he's seen a happier group than how he sees our players now compared to previous managers. Agreed. Nuno seems to be doing a really good job of motivating everyone. And yes, Fernandes, we need to talk about him because he's honestly been unbelievable for us. He runs so much, and the number of touches that he has on the pitch all over the place are incredible. And don't want to speak of the departed, but Declan Rice did really well when he was with us because he ran a lot and he linked everyone up. And that is what Fernandes is managing to do at the moment. Maybe a little higher up the pitch, but so sorry, just getting distracted by the comments. But he carries the ball, he finds beautiful passes through the lines, and he gets the ball quickly to other players. One of the things that was killing us off earlier in the season was when we would get the ball and we would just stop it and we'd stand and we'd pretend to go this way, pretend to go that way, and we wouldn't move. And then we'd pass a slow, predictable pass, by which point we've invited all the pressure. All our attackers are just running at us and we had to get it back to the keeper, hoof it up, whatever. And it just did nothing. Whereas Fernandes gets that ball and makes it leave his feet again quickly. And that is absolutely huge. So what are we saying? What about Diouf on the wing with Myers or Scholes playing left back? Could definitely happen. Let us know your lineup predictions. What are we feeling? Top vibes. Yes, Ray Burke. Yes. Richie, was I Moyes in or Moyes out? So did you say you're an Everton fan? So I was Moyes in for longer than probably most were. I think I'm more on the patient side, if I'm completely honest. Of fans, probably give people more time than I should. I was Moyes in for a while, but then it got to a point where we just weren't picking up the results. And at that point, it changed because I think you can forgive a bad patch. You can forgive having challenges. You can forgive that there were question marks over team selection and things like that. But things started feeling really stale. And I think at the point where it was time to get rid of him, I agreed. Like, I definitely agreed. For like probably a couple months before he went, I thought we need a change. I'm always probably more on the lenient side with head coaches because I'm always just more scared of the unknown, because you can bring in any head coach and it doesn't mean that it's going to work. It's always a risk. And I know, like, quite a lot of the time I chat to West Ham fans saying, who would you want to bring in then? And it's really easy to say Moyes out, but it's a lot harder to say who you want to come in his place. And for me, I couldn't see a manager, head coach that was going to come in and be better from what I could see, from what realistically was available. Not even managers that were out of contract, but ones that realistically I think would come to West Ham or that we could convince or work towards getting them over the line. So for that reason, I said Moyes in for longer, because I was concerned that I couldn't see a better option. But then a point came where we just weren't getting results. Everything was just turning upside down, basically. And at that point, I thought to myself, we're going to have to get rid, because it actually doesn't really matter who else we bring in, because it can't be much worse. So I think, yeah, it turned towards the end, but I was Moyes in for a very long time. No strikers. Mads Hermansen. Let's talk about him. So how's everyone feeling about good old Mads Hermansen, our lovely goalkeeper? I spoke about it earlier, obviously, the Spurs keeper that we were linked with. I hate when you see goalkeepers make mistakes, because it feels horrible to just see someone isolated on their own making a mistake that you can literally be like, that goal was because of you. And when Hermansen was having such a shocker, I was gutted for him. So I think basically I'm just happy that he's come back. But if we took a little time machine right now and went back to start the season, and I turned around to you and said, just to let you know, Mavropanos is going to be a centre back, and we're going to be comfortable with that. And Hermansen's going to be in goal. Areola won't be injured. Just Hermansen's going to be in goal. I think we'd have all been absolutely terrified, wouldn't we? So I'm really happy to see this turnaround, because I think he deserves it. I think he got some really terrible luck. I think a lot needs to go your way as a keeper. It's easy to make a split-second mistake, and so much of goalkeeping is confidence. And I think when you start worrying about what do I do because I can't make another mistake, at that point, it's kinder to take them back out of the firing line. But again, we've done it perfectly. We've taken him out when everything was so negative around him, and he was clearly losing the plot in terms of, like, his confidence was gone. He had nothing left, and he just looked, any time the ball went towards him, even our own fans, it was absolutely brutal, to be fair, were cheering when he managed to catch the ball. So things like that, I think you've got to take the keeper out and just give them a bit of time. And he's done it, right? He's gone away. He's rebuilt his confidence. He's worked on whatever he's worked on. He's come back and he has made a point and shown that he can make a difference. So that is brilliant. Billy Bunter talking about starting 11. So Hermansen, Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos, Disasi, and Diouf. Then we've got Mateus Fernandes, Magassa, Souček, Bowen, Traore, and Castellanos. Ooh, tatty up top. Very nice. No, I like it. The other thing, by the way, we've got to talk about Pablo. How good's he been? Like, I think we did really well in January when we needed it more than ever. So I'm really happy with that. I'm interested to see what lineup will be, because obviously we've got to change things up without Somerville. Wouldn't surprise me if we see Traore. Don't know whether we play him on the left or whether we just rejig things a bit so that we can put Diouf on the left as more of a sort of winger. There's so many things that we can do. That's the thing. I'm scared to mess with our defence that's been working, is all I would say. But I think we'll find a solution, and it's all about just not getting caught out. I just hope not having Somerville on our side isn't a problem in terms of us being able to hold some possession. That means that we can compete. When you look at the Liverpool game, 50% possession, like we can do well against the big sides. And if we can do that against Liverpool, despite the scoreline being horrific, the stats didn't really reflect the scoreline. I think if we can hold 50% possession against Man City, we'd be very happy. And on another day, you'd get something from a game of 50% possession. Hayley, we were just chatting about head coaches, really. I was asked if I was Moyes in or Moyes out, and I was sort of saying, basically, running through all the different head coaches that we've had. Mandy, I would rather see Areola for this one. City will have lots of shots. Arguably, Areola is a better shot stopper, isn't he? Could be a way to give him a bit of game time as well. But again, would it rock Hermanson at all? Would that be fine? Questions, many questions. I'll take either, to be completely honest. Richie, thumbs up to you too. And Billy, yeah, I'd have laughed at me as well if I'd have said that Hermanson was going to be in goal, and we'd all be absolutely happy with that. Potter throwing Mads on within 48 hours of being at the club was ridiculous. Yeah, it didn't work out, did it? It's really hard because when we're in bad positions, as fans, myself included, obviously, we want to see the new signings. And when things are bad, we're very quick to be like, nope, cut it, change it all, bring them in, do it quickly. And we want to see what they'll do. It's frustrating when you bring in new signings that are potentially match fit and then you don't see them for ages or they get like introduced for little bits of game time and we get annoyed at the head coaches. But similarly, we saw what happened with Hermanson when we've brought him in so quickly. Like he literally basically just signed the paperwork and we were like, there you go, there's your goal if you don't mind just standing there. He wasn't prepared, and I think it must have been really difficult for him having a shocker, trying to fit into a new team, trying to find your feet, probably just having relocated as well. All this going on, and we just stick him in between the sticks, and then he has a shocker. So I really do feel for him. Hello all. Hello, GP. We will find out at 10 p.m. tonight. We will, Mandy. It's going to be an interesting one. I really hope we can get something from today. If we could actually get 3 points, the vibes would be unreal. Has Russ got any annoying records to play to piss off City? I hope so. I hope he does. We'll have to ask Russie B himself. Everyone's saying hello in the comments. We're playing better away from home, so could give Arsenal a tough afternoon. Very nice. That's Everton. Can you believe that we actually have 3 strikers? It's mad, isn't it, Justin? And dare I say, strikers that I'm not terrified for us to have on the pitch. Like, I feel like Callum Wilson brings something. He's got that experience and gets in the right positions that should be able to bag a goal if we can sort of give him the service. Yeah, Tati, Pablo, like they've both turned out to be really good. I didn't think they were exactly what we needed to focus on in the transfer window. But I have to say, it's meant that we can outscore the opposition and it's made a difference. So very happy with that. But I'm going to head off in a second, so I want to know your thoughts. I'm going to do one final run through while we wait for your comments. But what is your score prediction for West Ham versus Man City this evening? 8 p.m. kickoff. A lot to take from the build-up, I think, because we're all feeling positive. Others seem to be feeling positive. Hopefully, the team are feeling positive, and we're in this mindset where we're saying, we can get something from this. GP is going for a 2-2 prediction today. Exactly what I said as well. I think we can get 2 goals, and I think it's not out of the realms of possibility to only concede 2 against City. A point would be brilliant. A point would be so good. So we look at, feels weird this time kickoff on a Saturday. It's weird, isn't it? Very odd one. So taking one more look at our little league table here. 1 point would obviously take us to 17th, which would mean we would officially be out of the relegation zone above Forest, pulling them in. Any one of us there can get pulled in. It really is going to be who can perform better for the rest of the season. Like I said, we have got 1 point between us and Spurs with 3 behind Leeds. We're equal on points with Forest. We should be able to catch them all. Leeds' goal difference there, as you can see, it's -11. Ours is -19. So we need to recoup 8 goals there. So unless we can beat City about 4-0 and they can lose about 5-0, it's not really going to mean we can go above them, even if we won and they lost. But it's a free hit. It's a chance to get something. It's a chance to catch up or escape that relegation zone. Forest have got Fulham. Spurs have got Liverpool. Leeds have got Palace. So when we look at that, Spurs have a difficult game and we could see them get 0 movement. Hopefully it could damage their goal difference a bit because that goal difference is actually all right for them. And we'd love to have them get pulled into the mix a little bit more. Long as we turn up and give it a go, we're expected to lose. And that's it. No one's expecting us to do anything. So I think that's where this is our chance to just go and just do something. Have fun, pressure's off, go and enjoy football, have a good game, and hopefully we come out of this with a result. Oh, sorry, West Ham United fan. 2-1 to City. Oh, Richie, you're the first one in the whole comments that has predicted a loss for us. It's fine. To be fair, we're probably being hopelessly optimistic, but I I hope we can get a last minute winner. I'll be very happy. Thank you, Richie. You're like the supporter from Everton that we never knew that we needed to hype us up ahead of this game, because I really hope we can do this. Mav must be feeling on fire after that penalty. I just hope we can get a result tonight. That's what we're hoping for. But thank you so much for joining me. It's been so much fun chatting with you all. Going to try and do a lot more as well. Mark is happy about the kickoff time. I know some of us were saying it's weird. Mark can make it for kickoff, so he's all good. All is good. Don't worry, everyone. Mark's going to be there. Same though. To be fair, it means I can finish my work, get my daughter to bed, stick dinner on, and then get the TV on. Gutted I can't be at the game tonight. I'd really have liked to have been there, but childcare issues and trying to move house and drowning in work. But it's a fun combo. But I hope everyone's good. Like I said, it's been so much fun chatting to you all, and I want to do more of this because I love how involved you all get in the chat whenever we jump on here. And I want to do a load more of it. But before I go, one big thing. I would love it if each and every one of you that's watching right now could please give this video a little like or comment. Make sure you're subscribed, obviously, wherever you're watching it, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on X, whatever you're watching it on, please take a moment to subscribe, because I know we reach loads of new people who don't get to chat with us all the time, and we would love for you to come back. More likes, please. Yes, Billy. Oh, where is it? Also, don't know if this is reflected. I've had a thing this week where I put the overlay, and on my screen, I'm seeing overlay on half, my face on the other half. And then when it uploaded, I was hiding behind the overlay, and it was very sad. What's for dinner? Do you know what, Mark? I don't even know. Basically, to cut a very long, boring story short, we have been supposed to be moving house for about 3 months, and everything keeps going wrong. The chain has collapsed. We found another buyer. It's gone all over the place. We were supposed to exchange contracts on Friday. So we basically have been eating everything out of the freezer, fridge, cupboard, trying to get everything gone. And then it didn't happen because of another solicitor problem on Friday. So now we're hoping to exchange on Monday and move on Friday. So we've basically got nothing at home. So probably not something that I currently have. But the question is, Mark, what is the best food to accompany a match day? What should I have for dinner? Let me know in the comments. So cheeky hype, Frog. You do spoil us. If you can hype, that would be great as well. Like I said, I just want this to be such an interactive community, and that's what we love doing at West Ham Network. Russ and Anton as well. Like, we're trying to get everyone talking, all the guys that do different shows all through the day and night on West Ham Network. We're trying to get everyone chatting. So instead of us just chucking opinions at you, we want to make this a conversation. So that is the plan. Let me know what I should have for dinner in the comments, by the way. I'm looking for inspiration now. So let me know. Takeaway. Yes, Richie. What takeaway, though? That's the question. What's a hype? So on YouTube, near the comment section, there's an option to hype. And it basically, YouTube suggests some videos to people based on who's hyped them the most. It's kind of a random new feature. But again, it supports the channel. So basically what I'm trying to say is anything that you right now can do that you're watching to help us grow the channel would be so appreciated. Like, subscribe, comment, get involved with the chat. We've got so much content going out as well. So we do obviously loads of match day coverage. We do pre and post match analysis. We do pressers. We do opinion pieces. We do interviews. We try and collab with as many different people, channels, opposition fans as we can. We've got loads of giveaways, competitions, memberships on YouTube as well, where you can get different content and access to loads of competitions and things. We've got Facebook, where we're doing loads more short form content, getting you involved in the comments there. So basically, there is so much to do. Haley said, if we win, pie and mash with liquor. If we lose, corned beef hash. Oh, but then I've got to wait till full time for dinner. That's the problem. Shall I just say we're going to win? Because pie, mash and liquor sounds pretty good right now. There you go. Swipe left on the comments line if you're on YouTube watching this, and you can hype the video. Pie and mash, Holly, obviously. Also, does anyone else have superstitions before I go? What superstitions do you have? You got lucky socks, got lucky pants? What are we doing? I'm not an overly superstitious person, but when we've been playing well, I'm like, okay, what can I do to keep everything the same? Although when we were having a proper horrible patch at West Ham, I must have tried every lucky sock, every claret and blue hoodie, trying to work out what the lucky mascot was, and I didn't find it. The best running winning streak that we've ever actually had at West Ham was my whole pregnancy. From the moment I found out I was pregnant to the moment I had my daughter, we just won. We won the Conference League. We just kept winning. But it's quite a commitment to get pregnant just to get West Ham results. So I think I might have to give that one a miss. I want laptops liked and subscribed. Richie, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Oh, the pie and mash shop at Upton Park. Honestly, things I miss. GP swiped and now the screen has a smear. Good luck with the move. Thank you so much. It's unlucky to fall down the stairs. I reckon we get a result today. Danny's feeling confident. Bear is the lucky mascot. Frog knows what I'm on about. Frog, tell us, what's Ryan on about? Thank you so much, honestly, for all of the support on the channel. We appreciate it so much. We've just hit 1 hour. I'm going to run off because I've got to go and write some blogs right now. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you tune in for live match coverage as well. We do so many different videos every single day, so many different types of content. So come back again, whether you're new here, whether you come here all the time. It would be so lovely to see you all. Tone misses the Boleyn. And on that note, I'm going to run off. Till next time, thank you so much for watching. The stream is ending here. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment as well. And I'll speak to you all soon. Come on, you Irons.